Well,
Is that already filming?
yeah, you gonna introduce us, or what are you gonna do?
Hello, you're watching Noah Squared. We probably should start with, who are we?
I'm Noah,
I'm also Noah, of the Jones variety.
and I'm of the Kaler variety.
Now, who are we we're two college freshmen at Grayson University who play football, and we live together. Which is cool, I guess.
I wouldn't call it. I don't know if it's unfortunate or fortunate.
Well, we're doing this together, so we must be like each other enough. So how do we meet? So again, we both play football, and we'd been doing the recruiting things because we ball out, and I had now put on Twitter, excited to announce the commitment to Grayson University to play football, like the basic stuff you see on Twitter all the time. And he DMs me, being like, "Oh hey, I'm going to Graceland too, and like you want a room together?" I'm like, well, I didn't even thought that far ahead. So I'm like, yeah, why not? And then we talk a little bit here and there. I'm like, oh, this guy's whatever. And then I remember they call him one day because my friend at the time told me that his roommate at Iowa Central had planned PM cuddles. I'm like, why don't we have that? So I called you out of nowhere at like 3:30. I'm like, you're like, hello? I'm like, what are you doing right now? I'm like, you're like, I'm on my way on a date. Why are you calling me? I'm like, can we have PM cuddles when we get to school? He's like, yeah, why not? I'm like, all right, we're gonna get along, all right. Then we get to school. Well, actually, no, we eat dinner together with our families.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, we're pretty similar. All right, this kid doesn't suck. He's not weird. He's not gonna kill me. Then we get to school. No, actually, I gotta forget. I keep forgetting. I get you into skateboarding. We bond through that. And then we get to school.
It's all just up from there.
Now we're
Making a podcast.
making a podcast. And we haven't killed each other yet. We spend a lot of time together, even though we live together.
There's a funny story behind. I don't know if I've ever told you this, but there's a funny story behind why I DM'd you. And it wasn't just because your name was also Noah.
I think I know this,
but
actually.
My mom saw the whole thing and saw your visit, and she was like, "Man, he looks like a good kid." I'm like, "Yeah, why?" And she's like, "Well, he took a picture with his mom, and that means he's a good kid. You should room together." So I was like, "Oh, okay, we'll see if he commits," because at that point I was already pretty much decided, but I did not make it verbal or anything. And then I guess once he committed, I DM'd him. I was like, "Yo, you want a room?" And it just so happened it worked out.
Yeah, so what we talk about is, so every kid, when they go on a visit, they have to post it on Twitter, which is a good idea to do if you're a recruit. You post it, like, promote the business, is what I call it. But the coaches, Coach Lawrence, Coach Rob, wanted my mom to get in a jersey, take a photo with me. I'm like, Mom was not into the idea at all, because they were tight. And but we took the photo and I posted that one. I'm like, oh, I look good in that photo, I look a little skinny. And that's the photo his mom saw. It was with me and my mother.
I didn't actually get to take a picture in a jersey.
Because I hate you.
I know, but I don't know. I never got to post a photo jersey or a photo in a jersey. I don't know.
Because you sucked.
I did.
Yeah.
I was a left tackle coming in to play linebacker. I'd played maybe 10 snaps of linebacker in high school. I had no idea what I was doing.
How many offers did you have?
This was my only offer. I mean, I was talked to by other schools, but this is the only school I actually went into.
Well, because when I committed, which was like I announced it December 19th, I think, of 2019. I had offers from Cornell College, Culver Stockton, Waldorf. Oh, I can't remember the other ones.
Wayne?
No, I went on a visit there, but I didn't ever get an offer because I didn't like it at all.
They wanted you to play rugby.
But no, that was some other school. I don't remember the name of it. They wanted me to play rugby. I'm like, I've never played rugby in my life. Why are you recruiting me to play rugby?
You're big.
I am big. Yeah. Tubby.
Stop.
Linebacker at 230, whatever. Yeah, so I played center in high school. Well, I think I started off at guard my freshman, sophomore year. Got put to center junior, senior year. Was super fat my junior year. I was like 235, but all fat, no muscle. Then leaned out a bit. My senior year was played at 250, but more muscular, more athletic. I cut off like half a second off my 40, like way better than everything. And then got recruited to play center. I recruited in December. They hired an O-line coach in January. At the time, I did not know they didn't have an O-line coach. But then he moves me to left tackle, so I play this passage at left tackle, which I don't think you've ever seen a 5'8" left tackle. But we got it done. I actually did mind it after a little bit. At first, I was really confused on why is my short ass playing left tackle. We got it done, and it's all right. It's all right. And then tell your story.
Of how I got recruited?
Well, you kind of talked about your story.
Well, I was actually in the car. I got this Twitter notification, and I look at it, and it was like, "Hey, I want you to come on a visit here." And I didn't even know this place existed, and so I was like, "Okay." I researched it, saw the campus was really nice, and so I came on a visit. It was a game day visit, and it got rained out, so I never got to actually see the team play. And then I came back for my second visit so I could actually like go through the motions again and see the team play and get on the field and everything. And this was all, I think, September, so like early into my senior year of high school football. And then after that, I don't know. They were the only school that actually showed interest. There's some other schools that would reach out and be like, "Hey, blah blah blah. We want you." I'm like, "Oh well, you'll text me once a month." But this school, they texted me like every week. Like asking how I was doing. And so I guess that was pretty much put the icing on the cake for me. And so I didn't actually commit until probably early January, right after the new year, because I don't know, it wasn't very important for me to put it out on Twitter or anything, because I really didn't have anybody else to play cards with, which is kind of like showing other schools, "Hey, I got this offer, what can you offer me?" I didn't have that kind of, what would you call that?
It was like a business thing.
Yeah.
For me. I had to do
with
Waldorf.
It's like playing cards, But yeah, I guess ever since the coach DM'd me on Twitter, I was like, sure.
When did you realize college football was like a realistic thing that could happen?
I was in class in high school, and I got pulled out of class, and this college, another NAIA school, Dordt, they were talking to me and two other guys, and they were like, "Hey, we feel like you guys would be pretty good for the program," and they listed like everything you have to do to get recruited. And so I actually visited that school, and it was like 3 hours away, and ever since I visited, I did not hear back, probably because they were like, "Oh, he kind of sucks, actually."
I thought you were a butt whacker. No. But you were dog water.
Yeah. And so that was when I was like, "Hey, maybe I could try and get some other schools." And just so happens, coach reached out to me, and I was like, "Yep, this is the one." And so I think he told me I was one of the first people he recruited. Not like in all time, but like one of the first people he actually got to recruit for this school or something. So I think it was pretty cool.
Well, I guess I didn't know football was even an option for me until March of my junior year, when I had Grandview coach follow me on Twitter. I'm like, "Does this mean anything, or you think I'm funny on Twitter?" Which I don't post anything funny on Twitter. But then I text
that's a lie.
I post some funny things, but I don't really put a lot of humor on Twitter. And then I asked my friend who was getting recruited, and I'm like, "Does this mean anything?" He's like, "I think that means I have some bit of interest in you." I'm like, "Oh, sweet." And I'm like, "Sweet." Wait. And then they hadn't reached out or anything. I don't think they ever end up reaching out. But my mom really wanted to go to Grandview because it's close to home. But and then like over a few days, more and more coaches followed me. I'm like, "Oh shoot!" But then I didn't still think it was an option. Like, "Oh, it's cool, whatever." Then I get go on a couple junior day visits. I think Wayne State was one, Benedictine and Atchison, Kansas. What was another one? I'm missing one. Simpson in Indianola.
They talked to me too, but I didn't really. I wasn't interested in them.
I would have liked it just 'cause it was close. It was only 20 minutes out. But then, still didn't think anything. Senior year goes by. Actually, just before my first game senior year, I get my first offer, and then I was like, the moment like, oh, this could be real. Because Cornell College offers. And now I'm like, so now the choice became not could I play, it became
Where?
should I play?
Yeah.
And then I was like, and then I think November I get Culver. And then, oh, now I remember something else. So St. Ambrose and Davenport offered. And then Graceland offered. And then it was Waldorf. They offered me on my visit. And then I think I would have had more visits set up for January. I think I would have gone to Simpson, Iowa Central, and potentially Briarcliff. But then at that point, after going to Graceland, I kind of like talking to Rob, talking to Lawrence, and kind of figured out like, oh, this is where I want to be. But then I go to Waldorf because Waldorf gives no like academic money, which my grades sucked in high school. So they give me, with just athletic alone, they give me a pretty good deal. Sent to Lawrence like, if you can get even like close to this, I'll commit on the spot. And he got close, so I made my decision through money.
Did you know? I was scrolling through my Snapchat stories the other day, and it was like the worst school per state.
Mm-hmm.
And I was scrolling through because I think it used to be. I don't know what it used to be. Last time I checked it, but when I saw it, it was actually Waldorf. Waldorf is the worst school
for academics.
Academics.
Oh, because they don't even give academic money. The place, I think, the campus is kind of a dump.
It looked like that from the picture they showed, but I was like, man, if he would have gone to Waldorf, I would have made so much fun of him. But I probably wouldn't have even known you.
No, we would have never talked if I go Waldorf.
Yeah.
I didn't know who the frick you were until you messaged me. Never even seen anything about you.
It's funny because, like, we kind of like talked amongst like people that had committed, and we're now like really good friends, and they all just told me like the past couple of nights, they're like, dude, we thought you sucked. Like, you looked really bad.
Our friend Brett, who was a recruiter's linebacker, had played QB this last year because of injuries and stuff.
Yeah,
we're at dinner telling you, you looked like you were terrible.
Yeah.
Because we had this e-signing clips that our coach made for us, just like let everybody know, like, oh, this kid is signed and gonna play here, and he has to post those 10 linebacker clips. The only clips he has of him playing linebacker because he can't play put O-line clips
if I'm going to play linebacker.
So I mean, the clips were terrible, but
I mean, there was one pick six.
Okay, there
was a pick six in there.
It was a game that didn't even matter.
Still happened.
No, even a game like what you said. I think you told me the story the other day. It was a game after the season had ended.
Mm-hmm.
Your team didn't make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how that is.
Hey, it was the 10th game. It was a game. The team came like from 3 hours away, and the seniors can play, and I was a junior at the time, so I was like, okay, cool. And so I was playing left tackle like I was my junior year, but then the defensive coordinator was like, hey, I'm going to throw you in at linebacker to see what you can do for next season. Sick. I get a pick six in the game. I'm like, and he's like screaming and shouting. He's like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, that means I'm actually kind of good. I might play.
I don't suck.
I might play two ways next year. Senior year rolls around. Yeah, we don't want you tired on offense, so we're just gonna stick you there. And at this point, like, I kind of knew, like, when they first told me that, I was like, okay, cool, I'm not going anywhere to play football. It doesn't matter. Well, then once the season started rolling, and I knew I was probably gonna go to Graceland and play linebacker, I was kind of like, man, I really wish I had some linebacker clips, because every time the coach asked me how I did, I was like, pretty good. We won. I pancaked some people. It's like. It's not what he wants to hear for someone that's coming to play linebacker. They want to know how many tackles you got, or did you get any like fumble recoveries and interceptions. But no, I just had those like 3 clips of me tackling somebody by the shoelace. I got a pick six in a game that didn't matter. I got a terrible tackle where I stopped my feet and he gained 3 yards after I hit him. I mean, they were tackles, but man, they looked rough. It doesn't help that it was against a team and like they were number 1 in 3A at the time.
Oh, Lewis Central?
Yeah, Lewis Central.
All those studs.
Yeah. Quarterback when I was a junior went starts at TCU now.
Max Duggan.
You got Thomas Fedone, who's now going to Nebraska. Yep.
Number 1 tight end in the nation.
Mm-hmm. Which I got off a block and made that shoelace tackle off of him.
He was still a tight end.
Yeah.
Like wide receiver, I guess. Then.
Yeah, but still, he got off his block. But I don't know.
Then, how many kids does ADM have 9 through 12 playing football?
Well, my freshman and sophomore year, we did not win a single game.
That's not the question.
Okay, but it leads into it.
Okay.
So we didn't win a single game, so numbers were low. No one wanted to play football. No one wanted to be a part of that program. And then my junior year, we brought in a brand new coach, totally changed everything, and we went 5-4 my junior year and senior year. But from the old coach to the new coach, I think we went from like probably 60 players. And my junior year and senior year, we probably finished with close to 90.
I'm only asking because I never even, in high school, we never even thought about playing both ways. Unless you were like a freak of nature athlete who we could be.
Yeah. They wanted to play the best, you know? So if like this person, he's playing offense, Caden Sutton, played left guard.
For those that don't know, Caden Sutton is a walk-on D lineman at Iowa State now.
Our offensive line coach told Caden Sutton straight to his face, "You are worst O lineman we have."
But he's huge.
He's huge, and he was not the worst O lineman we had.
Who was the worst? Say it was Doug.
No, I don't know. They were all pretty good. But
say it was Doug.
Doug.
Yeah, frig off, Doug.
No, but yeah, he played both ways a lot. Well, it's because he played left guard, and then he went and played nose guard or whatever they did on the defensive front. And he tackled someone both times, like 2 people at once. He got to the quarterback before the running back even had the ball, so he just group tackled them, so they both went down because he didn't know who had it. And then one of our DNs tipped it in the end zone, and he watched it all the way down and caught it right in the end zone. And actually, junior year, we put him in as a wildcat.
At QB?
Or he might have been a fullback or something, and he ran it 5 yards into the end zone. Like, he played, it was like, are we going to score? Hey, Sutton, we have a play for you. You're just stand there, take the ball, run it in. And he did it. He's got 2 touchdowns under his belt that do matter. I've got one that doesn't matter. Not even on the stats.
Yeah, so when we had people who were complete studs, so like my junior year, we had senior at the time, Tyler Endress, who was like, I think either 3 or 4-star tackle, committed to Iowa before his junior year. He would play some D-line. We'd have this period called crossover. So at one point, half of it, he'd be at D-line. The other half of it would be, he'd be back on offense. But we have 2 of my dear friends, Scott and Ben, come over and do some stuff on offense. But when he was on D-line, he'd be nose against me. The best D-lineman I've gone against. I don't know if he's had any technique, but he's just so big. He's 6'6", 300 pounds. There's nothing I can do. With my short stuff, he just put his arm out, put his hand on my forehead. I'm not touching him. He can push me back from me. You see the kid, like a Timmy Turner, like he's got a bully. Just push it on his head. Did not have Fairly Odd Parents to help me out in that situation. But I survived. If I could cut him, that's the only option I would have. My coach in high school was not a fan of cut blocks. So Carlisle, who does do it quite a bit, he hated with a passion. Or he at least hated that they cut block. Especially having to. So like our scout guys would have to fake cut because we wouldn't do it to our actual guys. We'd just be like, "Oh hey, whoever it was, I'm cutting." So you would just fall on the ground. You would just flop.
Yeah, we didn't cut either. So besides football, what else should we like? This is an introductory episode.
Oh, we probably talk about
like
what we're gonna discuss on this podcast. Because really, I mean, we're just gonna have conversations with people.
Yeah, like, about where they come from, kind of.
Where they come from, or just whatever. Like some of our friends here, who we made over the past few months, or just people we know. We're trying to figure out like how we can do people who aren't here with us.
I try a little Zoom thing, but
maybe a little Zoom thing.
We don't know. We got one cord running right into my camera right now, and that's how we're gonna do it.
Run this on this microphone we bought today at Best Buy for $100. $100, and an iPad being held up by a box and some Tide Pod container. We had to set up these Christmas lights
To make
Just-
it aesthetic.
just like make it look better than it would on a normal day. I don't know if they can see this fan here that we. It's my personal AC unit. So we have a bed. So we had our dorm is extremely tiny. It's like a closet, like a rich person's walk-in closet. Is basically what I'd say. And so we have to what's it called? Why am I thinking? I'm blanking on the word. Lift the beds, whatever the
Loft kit.
loft kit. You have to loft the beds up. So then we try it. It doesn't work for either of us because I'm uncomfortable being that high up, being this large. I don't want to fall, and my bed's so squeaky it keeps him up. So I sleep on this futon here. It's best for both of us.
And that's...
And in the middle of the night, if I need to go to the bathroom, it's much easier than me having to climb down.
Yeah, like I had to climb down at 6:30 this morning because I had a cramp because I had to pee so bad.
I'm glad you didn't wake me up.
I am so careful when I wake up, when I'm coming down. Like, I scope it out. I'm like, okay, his feet are close. Okay, we're going to step down here. I don't even shut the door. I'll, like, crank it open. Like, and I'm like, okay. I'll kind of... But I won't latch it, so that way I don't have to go, type in our code. And then I'll cry. But once I get up on my bed, I just kind of hop down on my bed because... It is a chore getting up there, especially after a week of lifting and stuff. You don't want to climb up there.
I sure don't. I'm not going to. I remember the one time I had to climb down from here. I knocked down like 5 hats. Made so much noise. I about fell.
Yeah, you made a loud thud. I'm like, oh, is he okay?
Yeah, I was alright. I think I've only caught you once or twice getting up in the middle of the night. Like the other night, your blanket fell all the way to the floor.
Oh, that was pain. 4:30 in the morning, I wake up and my comforter is 6 feet down, and I'm like, do I just tough it out 2 more hours, or do I be comfortable for 2 more hours? So I decided to climb down and get it, and he woke up, and I'm just like, comforter fell.
I don't know if he said anything. I just looked at you. I'm like, the fuck are you doing? And I see you up in this part climbing up. I'm like, whatever. I go back to bed. Yeah, I had to be up at like another hour or so.
Yeah, 5:45.
5:35. I wake up, take a 10-minute nap, then get up.
Makes no sense.
That's
But
the way I
I
do things. I'm a man of routine.
I thought you were gonna say I'm a man of respect and a man of honor.
I am a man of honor, a man of respect. And you say it the wrong order every time, and it bothers me. And I need you to stop saying the wrong order. Can you not do that, please?
So, I mean, what else?
I mean, that's all we really needed to say.
I mean,
We got it
we're
out.
gonna have guests. We can do some pranks. I've been watching some podcasts. And
We're pranking people? I didn't know this part.
well, like
An unexpected twist!
I just thought maybe like we could run some like pranks. Like call somebody off Craigslist and offer them a really like a good, like make fun of what they're selling or something. I've seen that on some.
Well, our OnlyFans?
We do the truffle shuffle for $20. $20. We'll send you a video of us doing the truffle shuffle, but you cannot share. That's another $5 each.
Yep. And they're not just the same video. We customize them. We change songs. The first one we did was to "Sexy and I Know It," and we made $20 off that, 10 each.
Get them while they last, though, because the more we do this off-season lifting, the less appealing they'll be.
I'll be the same amount of sexy either way. My sexy levels don't change whatsoever.
We'll just end it there. I guess this was Noah Squared. I don't know how to end this thing.
Like, subscribe. Don't know if it's going on Spotify, but if you do it, does it go on Spotify? Follow, share, tell your friends.
Tell your mom. Tell your dog.
If your dog listens to podcasts, of course.
Don't force beliefs on him.
What's the name of the dog from Johnny Test?
I don't know.
Dookie. Right?
It sounds about right.
I think it's Dookie. But tell him if he's your dog.